So the issue of the day is gathering relevant audience information. In plain English, being able to read your audience, to understand them. I think every person who has gone through the, worlds of academia, who has sat in classes, has had preferences for which professors, they actually maybe learned better from in a lecture setting, because there are just some people who understand how to use their words better, how to communicate better in a way that sticks, in a way that lands with us. And Maslow's hierarchy of needs kind of gets into the details of why. What is it that allows someone to speak to our needs, to speak to the parts of ourselves that feel lacking, feel wanting, and then perk up our interest because we think we're about to be satiated or fulfilled in some way. And so Maslow's hierarchy of needs gets at, the needs of the individual, which also can be, in a grand scale, the needs of, the crowd, or what the thread speaks of as a communal, group think, or things of that nature. The masses, I think that's a great way to put it. But individually, we all want safety and security, right? That is the foundational point of human existence, is surviving, being alive, right? So we want that, and beyond that, we want self-esteem. We want to know that, we have confidence in ourselves, that we aren't devoid of competency and worth, because that feels like a threat to our survival. And beyond that, we want group acceptance, and part of it's belonging, relationships. It's a very holistic view. Self-actualization, at the end of it all, which is purpose and fulfillment. It's like, we don't just want hows and what's and where and when. We want why. We want why. We don't want to know why we're doing something. Is it worth it? Are we living a life of purpose, or are we just wasting our time? And so, in order to, when you're in the context of speaking to a person, in the context of speaking to a crowd or an individual, I guess the principle is the same. You want to perhaps survey them, ask questions, get people to raise hands, or give you feedback. Get feedback on their concerns, and really what do they care about? What is at their heart? What do they care about most? What are they thinking about? What are their motives? And then you can observe their reactions, behaviors, things of that nature. See how they respond to certain warnings or questions or comments. You might expose a certain reality or truth, and see how they might take it. Are they offended? Are they encouraged, uplifted, or things of that nature? So these are just a couple of ways you can extract relevant information from your audience by keeping Maslow's hierarchy of needs in your back pocket, or bring it to the front of your mind, I guess. Thank you.